Since the first large-scale outbreak was detected in December 2019, discussions and questions about the origin of the virus that causes COVID-19 have been frequently raised and widely debated among all communities. So, was the coronavirus created by humans, or is it naturally transmitted to humans by animals? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Amuse World. In today's episode, we'll examine whether COVID is a human-manufactured virus or not. If you're new to our channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss out on any future updates. Now, let's get this video started. Is COVID a biological weapon? The coronavirus is not a bioweapon and is most likely transmitted to humans by animals. However, it is also being investigated whether the virus may have leaked from a lab. New diseases have emerged throughout human history, and in the 2 decades preceding the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw 2 major coronavirus outbreaks, SARS and MERS. So the arrival of the COVID-19 virus should come as no surprise. Many similar viruses have been found in wild bats, and it appears that this one originated there, most likely via an intermediate host. Similarly, we know that both SARS and MERS are transmitted by bats, so there is no reason to blame a laboratory mishap. Did the virus escape from a laboratory? The lab leak hypothesis usually points to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, which is close to the Huanan seafood market, where the first major cluster of infections occurred. The institute has a long history of collecting and analyzing bat coronaviruses. The leak scenario typically involves researchers tinkering with a virus to investigate its properties, possibly in gain-of-function experiments in which pathogens are modified to be more harmful in order to better understand them. This modified virus then managed to slip through the lab's biosafety net, which has been widely criticized for having flaws. However, there is no documented evidence of such experiments taking place. The World Health Organization and U.S. intelligence are both taking the lab leak hypothesis seriously. However, some scientists are concerned that this is a distraction from the most likely source of the virus, wild animals, and that we are running out of time to determine the true cause of the pandemic. Was the virus bioengineered? The current scientific consensus is that the virus evolved naturally rather than as a result of bioengineering. According to Ohio State University researchers led by Shanlu Liu, there is no credible evidence of genetic engineering. The virus's genome has been sequenced, and they would expect to see evidence of inserted gene sequences if it had been altered. However, they now know that the points that distinguish the new virus from bat viruses are distributed in a fairly random manner, just as they would be if the new virus evolved naturally. Some intricate details of the virus's molecular biology can be used to support the lab leak hypothesis. The virus, for example, has a furin cleavage site, which is a part of a spike protein that allows it to enter host cells. This tool is present in many coronaviruses, but SARS-CoV-2 is the only one in the subgenus Sarbecavirus. Another region of the spike protein, the receptor-binding motif, appears to be oddly adapted to latch onto human cells. This adaptation was also observed in the original SARS virus, SARS-CoV-1, which caused outbreaks in 2003, but only long after it had jumped to the humans. The Wuhan strain of SARS-CoV-2 had it from the get-go as if it were pre-adapted to humans. But these characteristics aren't a dead giveaway. They can all be found in natural viruses and aren't convincing evidence that the virus was engineered by humans. But what about the recent news reports? But what about the most recent news? According to the New York Post, a US-based scientist who worked at a research lab in China's Wuhan revealed that COVID-19 was a man-made virus that had leaked from the facility. Andrew Huff, who previously worked for the EcoHealth Alliance, a New York-based nonprofit dedicated to the study of infectious diseases, stated that the coronavirus had leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China more than 2 years ago. He also accused authorities of the worst U.S. intelligence failure since 9/11. Huff claims in his new book, The Truth About Wuhan, that the U.S. government funded coronaviruses in China. With no biosafety safeguards in place, China's gain-of-function experiments, which are used to genetically alter organisms in order to improve their biological functions, resulted in a leak at the Wuhan lab. According to The Sun, epidemiologist Huff revealed in his book that foreign laboratories did not have adequate control measures in place to ensure proper biosafety, biosecurity, and risk management, ultimately resulting in the lab leak at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The Wuhan lab has been at the center of global debates about the origins of the coronavirus over the past 2 years. The Chinese government and Wuhan lab officials have repeatedly denied the allegations, labeling the theory that the virus originated in China's lab facility baseless. However, top researchers have continued to investigate the virus's origins. What are your thoughts on the video? Do you think that COVID is bioengineered? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time. We'll see you later.